All right. Welcome back to the channel again, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on the Jamari channel, which I'll leave in the description so you guys can check out more and even subscribe. The Kris Tyson situation gets much worse. Y'all know I reacted to the other video. This thumbnail here said fired. You know, he's the one that, or she goes by she now. Ava is one that worked with MrBeast. Said it's fired. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
So just yesterday, the dominoes started falling, and now everyone has been weighing in on the Kris Tyson situation, where his past has now been dredged up, and it was revealed that he was very publicly a fan of some disgusting art that's really just a loophole so that adults can enjoy. Kris was such a big fan of this style of art, in fact, that back in the day he bought a print from this guy named Shadman, who was infamous for creating this stuff, and he went out and hung this up in his living room for everyone to see. Above that, he had some eerily similar accusations as Dr. Disrespect did only a few weeks ago regarding interactions with one of his biggest fans who at the time was 13 years old. Well, now, like what often happens when someone gets put in a situation like this, more people have come forward with their stories regarding Kris, old videos have resurfaced, and more messages have come to light. And I'm going to begin to all of that and more in today's. More people have come forward with their stories regarding Kris, old videos have resurfaced, and more messages have come to light. And I'm going to begin to all of that and more in today's video. First, I did want to talk about some of the tweets and statements that Lava continued to make yesterday, where he says, "Can you guys help me counter all of these lies? Kris's messages to me were sent in public Discord servers and groups, but everyone is framing it as if it was one-on-one. Kris literally did nothing wrong." So it seems like he's going to be holding true to his original statement that he was not a victim and that he never got inappropriate with Kris. I will say I have seen this guy catching quite a bit of flack online, and I absolutely do not support any of that. The thing is, guys, when it comes to a potential victim like this guy could possibly be, it's actually very common for them to come out and to defend their potential abuser. You have to remember, this guy was a huge super fan of MrBeast and Kris. He probably held them in a very high regard. So the mere idea of losing that relationship and everything coming crashing down around him has probably been very hard for this person, Lava. I'm not saying that anything concrete happened between them. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if this guy, who's still only like 20 years old, is very scared right now. Now, this to me is where things start.
That's key right there, what he just said. That is key. That's why I brought up that thing about hush money. You know, a lot of times when you idolize celebrities, I said they can do no wrong in your eyes. And I said that if he says something that could affect MrBeast, you know, a lot of people like would give him crap for doing that versus looking at the whole picture, you know? So this, I know it's going to get crazy.
To get very interesting because Jimmy, aka MrBeast, begins to be involved. So there used to be this guy named Jake Franklin, aka Jake the Viking, who would often appear in MrBeast's video. Apparently they were pretty good friends. But around 4 years ago, it seemed like he was just cut off completely. They stopped asking him to be in these videos, and eventually he was left to kind of just do his own thing. Yeah. Well, in the midst of all the drama yesterday, he came out with some tweets. I know the Lava GS they are mentioning in the video, this ain't good for Beast. He also responded to another tweet and says, Kris should tell everyone how old the girl was he was snapping that sent him his first ever pair of Gucci slides. Wait, and I understand why he's coming out with these tweets now that all of this is unfolding, but like, dude, if you knew that some sick shit was going on in the background, especially regarding people who are underage, why didn't you speak up about this before? And in the most cryptic tweet of them all that he would send out yesterday, he would say, Jimmy knew. obviously alluding to the idea that Jimmy has possibly known about this behavior for a very long time. I mean, with all of this now coming to light with some of the messages I'm about to show you guys in a
I said this in the last video, that people are going to say, did he know? It's all coming out, y'all.
second, I'm going to change my stance and say that MrBeast has to put out some sort of statement about this situation. And here's a little excerpt from this video that was posted 4 years ago, where Jake talks about disbanding from the MrBeast team.
Probably, if you're a MrBeast fan, you probably have noticed I have not been in the videos as of late. In fact, the last video I was in was hide and seek, second hide and seek video that was posted back January some date. And then after that, I was no longer asked to be in any videos. I was still on payroll, still getting paid. And I took that kind of, this is cool, I get to sit at home and get paid, but at the same time, you know, what's actually going on. And everyone I talked to never really gave me any answers till super recently, when finally I was able to meet down a couple people and kind of put everything out on the table. And it came down to my piece no longer fit the puzzle, if that's the best way to put it.
So he goes on in this video to actually be pretty respectful towards MrBeast. He was thankful for the opportunity. And at least here, which this is like 4 years ago, he says he feels no ill will towards him or anyone on the team. But now that more is now coming to light, we see that that might not be true. Keemstar would also tweet out yesterday, Kris Tyson supported the cartoon CP artist Shadman that drew my daughter at 8 years old in a manner. This is a known fact. Privately, me and Kris Tyson even had a conversation about this roughly a month ago, as it still upsets me, which is very understandable. And I actually did go back and research this a little bit myself, where I found an old live stream from Shadman being confronted about drawing these pictures of Keemstar's daughter. And even at that time, he acknowledged how much of a disgusting scumbag he truly is.
About it, to be honest, but yeah, it's pretty weird, let's all agree, and I think you're kind of a weird guy.
I totally am. I that's my thing. I totally am.
Look, all I'm saying is there's a reason that freaks like that need to hide their face. And the fact that that information was very public back in the day, 8 years ago, before he ever purchased that art, kind of just tells me how much of a degenerate he had to be to still be supporting someone like Shadman. They even dug up his old Reddit, which he also had exposed himself via some sort of tweet couple months back, and they say the joke is that Shadman makes corn out of anything. This right here is apparently Kris's old account, and he says it ain't corn unless it's got a... yeah, I'll let you read that. And he also continues on to say, ah yes, this will make a fine addition to my collection. And something tells me, guys, that he was not joking. And this is just stuff that Kris was out there posting publicly. Like, I'm gonna need that hard drive pulled pretty soon, and that's if the black SUVs haven't already shown up at the house.
Think about that though. How comfortable you are to just be posting stuff like that. Really, really think about that. Just out in the opening for people to see.
And I'm not talking about the FBI's, I'm talking about MrBeast's. Now here's where things potentially get even darker for MrBeast, as another alleged former employee came out to say this.
Certified lover boy, certified.
Hold on, let me turn off the music. I'm outside MrBeast studio.
Nah, guys, the fact that that song and Drake's name has become like synonymous with these type of accusations is crazy. But let's get back to the video.
Right now, here's a cornfield. I'll explain that tomorrow. I've just been driving by looking to see, you know, is there an FBI raid going on? What's happening? My name's Dawson. I worked at MrBeast from February to May of this year, 2024. Kris is the tip of the iceberg. And when Jake the Viking says MrBeast knew, yeah, MrBeast knew. I heard many times that Ava, Kris Tyson, is a major liability, but they can't get rid of her because she's already threatened legal action and she knows too much. And when all this information...
Oh, boy. Whenever someone says that they know too much, and again, if you know that song that's playing in the background, you know what it's about.
out about everything that she knew, everything other people know. I promise you on everything MrBeast has done. Amazon, if you can get your money back, get your money back.
So this guy right here who claims to be a former employee is now saying this is only the tip of the iceberg of the crazy things going on at MrBeast Studios. I mean, I gotta be honest with you guys, seeing the downfall of MrBeast would be like the most insane story in YouTube history, and it would be really, really bad for the platform as a whole, and as someone like this is my job, I'm not thrilled to hear about that, but hey, if there's some sick shit going on, it's gotta come to light. Like, I thought this boy MrBeast was going to be running for president by the time I turned 40, but his whole operation could end up being taken down by one single person. Now, this is where more messages began to surface, apparently being shared by a then 14-year-old who was in a Snapchat conversation with Tyson back in 2019. And first, they're just kind of trying to show the proof that this was the legitimate Kris. They click on the profile there, go straight to his new Snapchat thing he's got going on. And so as you can see, they're having some sort of conversation via Snapchat, which wouldn't exactly be surprising to me, as a lot of strange people like to go onto Snapchat because they think, oh, the messages, they're not going to be there forever. And as you guys can see here, apparently Kris is once again calling this person dad, which he was also apparently doing to the Lava character we talked about yesterday. And honestly, within these messages, I don't really see anything necessarily inappropriate going on. I mean, I guess he was sending some peculiar emojis, but it's still just weird to me. Like, why were you in contact on private messengers with several people who were not even close to being of age? Like, anytime that's even a thing, I already see that as a huge red flag, and y'all kind of know where there's smoke, there's usually fire.
Yes.
And as you guys can see, much like their Twitter page, when I go and try and click on Kris's Snapchat, his profile is nowhere to be found, leading people to believe that he's trying to further cover up this evidence. I mean, wiping your socials clean, to me, is never the look of an innocent person. And here's to me where things start getting super f***ed up. Like, if the allegations I'm about to show you are true, oh, Kris is just beyond cooked, like they shouldn't even return to the internet. Now, I will say, these type of videos can be faked, but you would have to be pretty good at digital graphics, just like I said with the Dr. Disrespect situation. Now, this person came forward anonymously, which I would completely understand, especially given what we've seen that guy Lava go through the last 24 hours and the way people have straight up ridiculed him. But they say, I would like to stay anonymous, but Kris Tyson was texting me back in 2020 when I was 14. I'm 18 now. I commented on one of his tweets. He saw it and messaged me when I was young and I couldn't see what he was doing was and manipulating me, but looking back at it, I can see it now. And so once again, this anonymous source just kind of wanted to show proof that they were talking to the real Kris apparently. And as you guys can see there, they scroll through the DMs, they click to his profile, and that is it. And so once again, this anonymous source just kind of wanted to show proof that they were talking to the real Kris apparently. And as you guys can see there,
I could give you anything. I could spoil you. You don't want anything expensive for your birthday. I could spoil you. Oh, man.
they scroll through the DMs, they click to his profile, and that is indeed Kris's profile that now has no tweets. I mean, I'm not saying you would have to be like some sort of computer genius to do this, but to me, this does all look pretty legit. And so the message thread starts apparently in the middle of a conversation where he says, nothing, how is that video turning out? Good. And then he shares a link to a MrBeast video. I opened a free bank, which let me check on my phone if like the dates line up. He claims this happened in 2020. Oh my god. The dates line up, everyone. 4 years ago. Oh man. I don't know why. I sent a bit of a shiver down my spine.
Yeah, I feel you, brother. Man.
So he says, I barely got screen time. I wish you could see me more. To which this person says, I wish I was in a video. And apparently Kris says, me too. It's too soon though. I could introduce you to everyone when you get a little older, apparently. And the person says, yeah, that would be awesome. And at first when I read these alleged messages, I was thinking, well, there's still no proof that the person was like underage. And apparently Kris says, me too, it's too soon though. I could introduce you to everyone when you get a little older, apparently. And the person says, yeah, that would be awesome. But then Kris allegedly says, your birthday is coming up, isn't it? Yeah, December 2nd. You're turning 14. This person allegedly says, I don't know where the party will be at. My mom is still deciding. Like, if we're to believe these messages are real, and someone's talking about their birthday to you, and you're a grown man, and they're talking about, oh, my mom is still deciding where my birthday is gonna be at, like if it's gonna be at Peter Piper Pizza, like how many red flags would there need to be that you might be doing something horribly wrong here? And this is where things get crazy. He says, what do you want? I could give you anything. And then this person says, we could play Fortnite. I beat you last time. Meaning they've possibly had some sort of private conversation over games once again. For all you parents out there watching right now, please deeply monitor what your kid is doing on the game and who they're talking.
They ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna do it. There's a lot of kids raising kids right now. I talk to my wife about this all the time, man. A lot of people are letting the internet raise their kids. They just throw them a laptop and say, go at it. If you ain't got a problem with this, then you're a part of the problem.
That is one of the main avenues that people who are interested in kids will use to talk to them and lure them in. Not saying that that happened here. I'm just saying wise up to all that shit. If you're not, because I'm sure most of you are very good parents. You don't want anything expensive for your birthday? I could spoil you. I don't know. It's fine. Look at my snap. So what? The channels of communication just continue to overlap. If this is true. This person just says, okay, we've been here for a while now. I'm tired. Texting you is the only thing keeping me awake right now. God. When you leave, we could play Fort or Minecraft. Not the most notorious game for weirdos. I love you. I meant I love playing Minecraft with you. I'm telling you guys, if this shit is real, this whole thing, this whole MrBeast operation is gonna have such a giant stain on it. And just right now, I'm finding these other things he was sending out, apparently via this Reddit account, where he says, why the f would you use your VR headset for anything other than 3D and that same type of art? Gang, grape. God. I mean, I could see this much more easily being faked, but Jesus Christ. But you can still get teen love. 14-year-olds always stay 14. Pokemon came out to say, I don't know all the details regarding the Ava situation, but I want to make it clear. Any inappropriate behavior towards minors is unacceptable, regardless of who you are. Well, thank you, Pokey, for the boldest statement of 2024. This also went viral yesterday with this old footage resurfaced. Kris Tyson old YouTube channel found where he shared revenge pics with his audience of Jeanette McCurdy from iCarly.
So recently everybody's been hearing about the Jeanette McCurdy leak of her photo. What the story is, she sent pictures to her boyfriend, her now ex-boyfriend, and he leaked them out. And she is a very popular Nickelodeon star on the show iCarly. You'll probably see the photos get taken down at some point tonight, maybe tomorrow, because Nickelodeon has that kind of power. But the link's in the description if you want to see them. I mean, I'm not endorsing people to go look at somebody else's private business, but I know that, you know, people might want to see them, so it's there if you want it.
So this guy...
The link in the description. He said, I'm not endorsing, but he's leaving a link for people who want... So I guess, you know, what I'm saying to, like, with MrBeast to Jimmy, like, I'm just saying, if Jamari can pull up that video, anybody can.
Literally comes out to likely his mostly kid audience and says, yeah, like, I know how much this revenge can really damage someone's life, how it can lead people to do terrible things to themselves. I don't endorse the spreading of these pictures, but hey, by the way, link in the description.
Wow.
And in the future, I really do want to have a greater conversation, as I kind of had before, about how wrong it is that, you know, viewing adult videos and adult images and the addiction to all that stuff, and how it's become so normalized, and how it's making so many people pretty much sick in their head I mean, I can't do anything but pretty much pray for the kids today because they're probably exposed to so much so early on in their life. I mean, I truly do believe that like the normalization of pretty much having that addiction has really damaged our society as a whole. Oh shit. Right as I'm making this video, I just went to check out their Twitter page 24 seconds ago. The statement has been released. Oh shit! MrBeast made the call. The black SUV showed up to Kris's crib.
Oh.
I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments. Nah, we're gonna need more than an apology. You gotta get up there on the stand, big dog. If it hurt or offended anyone, yeah, I think...
Yeah, he about to say the same thing I'm about to say. I cannot stand when people do that. When they say, if it hurt or offend. Yeah. It should be, I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior. I know it hurt and offended people. Like, that's what it was not my intent. Come on, man. Sorry, brother. Go ahead. Continue.
I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments. Nah, we're gonna need more than an apology. You gotta get up there on the stand, big dog. If it hurt or offended anyone, yeah, I think it was pretty up what you were doing. Seeing my recent events, we've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things MrBeast. He said, get away from my brand and social media to focus on my family and my mental health. I'm sorry, but this statement is not good enough for me. It shouldn't be good enough for anyone who's like a big fan of MrBeast. We need to see more than this. MrBeast needs to come out and say something, and this needs to be addressed on a deeper level. Like, this makes him look even more guilty to me. This makes it look like, yes, I was trying to scrub everything, and let me just like make this post real quick before everything gets really bad. What a crazy day. Nah, MrBeast, this is the last tweet, bro. You gotta say something. All I gotta say is what a crazy 72 hours it has been. I also want to put the disclaimer out there. Everything that I've said in this video is technically all speculation. You shouldn't take any of it as a fact. But oh my god, does this all look horrible? Why every YouTuber? Why every person just like being exposed this year? It's crazy. Either way, y'all let me know what you guys think down below. I mean, what a bombshell video. But as you guys know though, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and we're trying to clean up these virtual streets one video at a time. And I'm out, y'all.
I mean, he came out and said he would like to apologize, so you know, I know Jamari said don't take it as a fact, the stuff that he said, but he just came out and said that, or she just said, Kris just came out and said that. So my whole thing is, I don't know who's the scrubber in MrBeast's crew. What I mean by that is someone who can go through things and find out the past of your crew. Because, again, he has such a huge platform, you know, that you got to be careful of who you have around you that could be damaging to your brand. So my whole thing is, if these videos are out there to see, I mean, I'm glad they're out there because now people can know versus them not being out there and people never knowing. But this is not good. This is not a good look, especially when you say this is someone you've known for a while, like before all the fame and fortune, you know. Dang. Again, appreciate you guys coming over and watching, man. Please comment below. Let me, you know what? I'll be wanting to do this too. Look at some of the comments. MrBeast should have called this out earlier. His audience is mostly children. So 6,000 people liked that comment. Let me see what the replies are. Yes. answer. Someone said the Diddy squad is complete. Dang. Hey, again, appreciate you guys coming over. As always, the link for Jamari's channel will be in the description for you guys to check out more, man. All right. Peace out.